Hello. No society of the barriers it refuses to break, and no university can claim excellence without equity. Good morning to our distinguished speakers, respected academics, policy influencers, and participants joining us live from different parts of Africa and around the world. Speaking to you is Hayajuddin Muhammad Abdallah. I'm honored to welcome you to this virtual gathering organized by the Association of African Private Universities, based in Kano, to commemorate the World Day of Social Justice 2026. Today's theme, Breaking Barriers, Building Futures, a social justice blueprint for equitable higher education, speaks directly to the urgent need for inclusion, fairness, and equal opportunity within our universities. As institutions that shape minds and societies, we must continually examine how to remove barriers and create pathways that ensure access and success for all. Today, we are honored and privileged to host distinguished speakers who will share insights and practical strategies for advancing social justice in higher education across the continent. So our dear participants online and offline, as you engage from your various locations, we encourage you to participate actively, share insights in the chat, and connect with fellow participants. Let this digital space become a hub of ideas, collaboration, and bold solutions for a more just and equitable future in higher education. Once again, you're all welcome, and let's get started. I'm sure our participants would like to know the personalities we have put together today to share their insight and perspective regarding the subject of discussion. Permit me, on this note, to introduce the convener of this important occasion. He is Professor Adamu Abakar Gwarzo. He is the president and founder of Mariam Abacha American University of Nigeria, the founder of Mariam Abacha American University of Niger, the founder of Canadian University of Nigeria, Abuja, and at the same time, the founder of Franco-British International University, Kaduna. He is at the same time the president of the Association of African Private Universities, headquartered in Kano State, Nigeria. Permit me to introduce the speaker, our lead speaker for this important conversation. He is Dr. Abdulatif Wale Adeyemo, who is the Dean of the Faculty of Law, Islamic University in Uganda. Can we please put hands together for him? We have 4 discussants for this session. The first discussant will be Professor FARHIYA Mohammed, who is the Director of Women and Social Affairs from the University of KABRIDAHAR, Ethiopia. Our next discussant is Professor Mukhtar Imam, who is the Director, National Institute of Security Studies, Abuja, Nigeria. Again, we have Murtala Adogi Muhammad, the founder and CEO of System Strategy and Policy Lab. He is one of the discussants for this event. Our last but not the least discussant is Awal Ibrahim Musa, popularly known as Rafsanjani. He is the Executive Director, Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, and at the same time, the head of Transparency International, Nigeria. And the first discussant is Dr. FARHIYA Mohammed, who is the Director of Women and Social Affairs at the University of KABRIDAHAR, located in the Somali region of Ethiopia. She is a lecturer in health science and actively engaged in academic and research activities. Dr. FARHIYA is at the University of KABRIDAHAR. She serves as Director of the Gender Office and is recognized as a female researcher contributing to institutional research development. And I would like to say, as you all note, that she is the only female discussant among the 4 discussants. So can we please put hands together for her? Thank you so much. You have the mic, Dr. Farhiya.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. I truly appreciate being here in this, with you all. So thankful for the Association of African Private University who invited me to be in this webinar. So I really appreciate that. So before I dive into our topic, I would like to say celebration of Happy World Day of Social Justice. This is what here we like. This is the event that gather us here today. Because Dr. Abu Bakr early on almost introduced me, so I think I will dive into our topic if that is okay for you. Can I see my PowerPoint?
Yeah. Before your slide is ready, Dr. Farhiya, you have 10 minutes for your discussion.
Can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, our topic is about breaking barrier, building future, a social justice blueprint for equitable higher education. As you can see here, this carry a significant meaning for getting equitable higher education. That we as a team will gonna make sure to have a hint to where we can find equitable higher education. Next slide, please. So before we dive into our blueprint and how we can plan a future plan for equitable higher education, I would like to try to say the social justice. What is meaning of social justice? Social justice is based on the concept that all individuals in a given society deserve fair and equitable access to resource and opportunity. That means every individual in the society has a right to have a free will and also to have access to resource and opportunity. And this fair access is to resource and opportunity might lead to equitable treatment, fair allocation of the common resource, and the fair relation between the individual and the society that result in just distribution of wealth. So that's the meaning of social justice. We have to know that every single of you have a right to have access to education, opportunity, and resource. So if we see the relationship between the social justice and higher education, as we know, social justice in university means creating inclusive academic environment where every student has access to quality education, resource, and opportunity for success. We talk about the social justice. So the higher education is the one of the main that social could manage or could have access to educate themselves. And that means each or every individual or every student in this university have equal access to the qualification as well as the resource and the opportunity to be succeed in the future. And also it emphasizes the fairness in the admission. Like every student have a right to admit and learning condition, as well as the academic support and leadership participation. All of it, it'll have to be equal among the students. And also universities serve not only as center of knowledge, but also as an institution that promote equality, empowerment, and social transformation. University is not the only place or is not only the place that give education, but as well, it also promote the quality. Being a student is have to be respect each other, as well as to believe that your classmate or your friend has equal access to all the source that you need to have it in your life or during your education. So if I highlight the how Ethiopian higher education work, and if I give a brief explanation, how does Ethiopian higher education was look like? Ethiopian has a significant expand its higher education system over the past 2 decades to increase the access and participation. As we know, government established more than 47 universities across different regions to reduce the education inequality and promote inclusive. As we know, that university is working with it right now, as more than 47 university government established across different region, so that every student have that free will to educate in his region, and also to be a student and to be a teacher, not to go far away from his region, so that he can have a quality or he can have an education. So this highlight or this show that government have improved a lot to establish or to promote inclusive development for all the students. And despite this progress, challenge remain in ensuring access, quality education, and adequate support service for the students from disadvantaged background. Still, we're facing a challenge. Not only the education, but also as a lack of financial stability. Still there is a progress. We are doing our best, but still there is a challenge we are facing right now. But I hope so in the future we can manage to minimize those challenges, so that every student or every social have access to a lot of resources. Okay, let me come back. What does breaking barrier key area? As we know, every country have its own challenge. So if whenever we want to manage some challenge, we have to know the main point that we have to tackle with it, right? So these are the parts. Is very huge. We cannot put it here because of the minimum of the time. So I just minimize it as a 6 point. So that is very crucial for this to fix and to be part of the future plan to have an equitable higher education. One of those are promoting a gender equality through the woman empowerment program and leadership opportunity. That means we have to give a hand to the women's to have an equal source of education, and also to be a leadership in the future, and to have an opportunity like other male do. The second one are providing a financial and academic support for disadvantaged students. This is one of my work as a director of the gender office. We manage to give financial support for the students who cannot pay themselves as the daily material. So each month we give them a financial money to at least recover their need. And also academic support. We support students who have a low grade performance, so that we can at least they can have a maybe a higher score for that, because in a class maybe student cannot have those things he cannot understand. So giving this kind of class tutorial, it can improve his grade and also his knowledge or her knowledge. So expanding, the other one is to expand a digital learning and technological access. So we live in a world that we use a digital platform across all the world, right? So we have to manage to expand and to learn our students to be useful in the future, that maybe his or her class maybe can be online or can have access quality of education all that time. So this is a continue. We have a strengthening how we can strengthen our student to give them training and prepare the program for students for emerging regions. Also to improve what? Improve inclusive policy for the student with disability. This is the main point that we have to focus as a academic or as a university level. We have to give the disability student to have access education as well as opportunity like the other students do. So as a material, we have to give them a chance to be equal with the other students that are normal. And also enhancing the community engagement and cultural responsive education. We have to also educate the students how they can enhance the community, how can they deal with the different culture, so that they can be more equitable to have those knowledge. Because knowledge is not about reading, is not about education, it's about respecting each opinion, each culture, different race. We have to enhance that too. So let's dive into the future plan. Okay, what is going to be the future plan for equitable higher education? If we want to have an equitable higher education, we have to know what we can have, so that we can do a clear road so for that equitable higher education. So not only I'm talking about Ethiopia, this strategy that I put here is not only useful in Ethiopia, because it can also implement or can be used in other continents. For example, strengthening institutional capacity is one of the main points. Investing in digital transformation, promoting research relevant to local community, and also developing a partnership between the university and also government institution and international organization. We have to hold hand to do those future plan, so that we can have a access higher education in the future. We can able to do that with helping each other. Okay, the blueprint for equitable higher education. What does blueprint for equitable higher education means? We have to know what we have to reform, so that those education or those bright future, what what strategy does it need to gain or to hold. So the first one is to policy reform. What does that mean? It is to develop inclusive policy that prioritize equity and accessibility. We have to make a guideline that show priority, equality, and accessibility. Everyone should know the real deal or the real meaning of equality, or to have access resource among the student. And the second one are capacity building, is to train educator in inclusive and student-centered teaching method. Education is not only for students, it's also for teachers. We have to educate the teachers so that they can give the student a good hint about inclusive teaching method, like that. So the third one is infrastructure developmental. First, we have to improve learning facility. Improving learning facility need to learn, okay? And the digital connectivity, we have to know the digitalization that you have to use it. Next slide, please. So those are still the blueprint for equitable higher education. The gender mainstreaming is one of those. We have to manage to have a equality between the male and female, to have to have access through the academic and administration system. And also in community engagement, the university and community engagement community should have aligned to their program, so that they can have a good quality also. And also monitoring and evaluation is that means establishing the system to track the equality outcome and the student success. We have to make a system that track the student progress from day one to the last day of his study, or she or his study. We have to monitor the progress, so that we can know this student is getting good grade or a good education or good understanding. So we can do that. Thank you for all your attention. I would like to thank you all for being here. So here my presentation. If there is any comment or questions or something you guys didn't understand, you have a free will to ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. FARHIYA, for this wonderful intellectual discussion. I must say that we really benefited from your wealth of experience And we are really honored to have you as part of the discussant for this important conversation. Thank you so much once again for this. The next discussant will be Dr. Murtala Adogi Mohammed, who is a futurist, governance strategist, and development policy expert with over 2 decades of experience advancing public sector reforms in Nigeria. He is the founder and executive director of the System Strategy and Policy Lab, where he leads collaborative reforms initiatives with governments and development partners. He is a former UNICEF education specialist and DFIAD education advisor. He has worked with 22 state governors, 6 ministers, and policymakers across 25 states, contributing to impactful reforms in education, youth empowerment, climate change, and governance, including flagship programs such as MAFITA and the conditional cash transfer for girls' education in Kano State. Dr. Murtala holds a PhD in rural geography from the University of Port Harcourt and an MSc in ecology and environmental sustainability from the University of Aberdeen as a Shiven scholar. His academic background also includes degrees from Bayero University, Kano, Ahmad Bello University, Zaria, and the Federal College of Education, Kano, alongside several professional development certifications. Thank you so much, Dr. Murtala, for joining us. And I'd like to hand over the mic to you for your contribution. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this conversation. I don't know whether I'm very loud enough. Can you hear me from that side?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. And so you also have 10 minutes for your discussion. You have 10 minutes for your discussion.
I will try and do justice to this 10 minutes. So I listened to the late speaker very well, and Professor and Adeyemo, and I also listened to Professor FARHIYA. They made a lot of insightful contribution on expanding space to ensure that the children of the poor have access to higher education. And going with the thematic area for conversation today, I put in a 7-point agenda, but this is not like a Yaradua 7-point agenda.
So to round up this session, I would like to return the mic to our previous speakers for their final words. The mic to Dr. Abdulatif Wale Adeyemo for his final words.
Only addition point that I want to add is the issue, if you could be able to discover, I base my argument on the government, but the only area that I want to talk briefly is the issue of our society. We have a lot of things to do to assist the government. For example, in a situation when the government is trying to pursue the roadmap, that is to say, blueprints, the society also needs to assist government by make everything intact and then by assisting government.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. My final goal is going to be how we can manage to build a future. As we communicate or discuss on this part, we like to know exactly a way that we can give our children a better future to have a equitable higher education. So, and I'm really appreciate that I was being part of this event, and I hope so we can meet up again. Assalamu alaikum.
A precise response. Thank you so much. Professor Imam Mukhtar, your final words, please, in 1 minute.
Okay. Yes, please. All right. Thank you very much. I'll return to my earlier quote by Martin Luther King that says, and I quote, that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And we must understand that as a people, social issues, social problems are multidimensional and they're multifaceted and they're multi-layered, and their solutions must take the same paradigm. So therefore, we must come together as a collective to address the societal problems that confront us. And I hope that we will be able to reflect that in our lives and in the lives of our children and the society at large. Thank you very much.
Dr. Murtala Adogi Mohammed, I return the mic to Malam Awal Ibrahim Musa Sanjani for his final words.
I just want to say that if we deprive, citizens quality and accessible education, then you will be creating a unproductive society that will not add value and that will create nuisance to the population. So it is important to prioritize, financing of education and also giving space and access to everybody, both women and female, so that they can acquire quality education and support development efforts of our continent. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate your efforts, your sacrifice to ensuring that you attend this particular event. Participants online, we will try and ensure that you have the copy of each of the slides. So I'd like to hand over the mic to Professor Abubakar Sadiq, who is the Secretary General of the Association of African Private Universities, for his.
Our foremost gratitude and appreciation to our guest speaker, Dr. Abdul Latif Wale Ademu, the Dean of the Faculty of Law, for taking time to research into this issue and sharing his scholarly viewpoints with us. This is quite commendable. Thank Professor FARHIYA Mohammed, whom I contacted just very lately prior to this discussion, or to this event. And without hesitation, she gave in her consent of participating. And I must confess that her presentation was fantastic, even though she wasn't the key speaker, a keynote, like the guest speaker, but she is a guest discussant. And we are quite impressed by your discussion, because the viewpoints you are bringing from the East African sub-region has actually added more to this discussion. And from the female gender perspective, I think you have been a very good representation in this discussion. We thank you so much and hope that you will patronize us anytime we invite you to our discussion. I thank you, and I hope we'll keep this memory with us for life. Thank you so much, all, and I wish you a safe return to your various zones, although you are in your comfort home. Wish you the best of luck and have the best time throughout the weekend. So bye-bye.
Bye-bye.